Hello and welcome to the Robo Samurai channel, and today I'm going to be bringing you a review of the Transformers War for Cybertron Gamers Edition. It's Gamer Edition, actually. Studio Series Gamer Edition, to be more specific. 05 Cliffjumper. And yeah, there he is right there. And I think that it still needs to be unboxed. Let's get this thing open. But first, before we do that, let's take a look at the packaging. No clear plastic anymore. Just get over it. There's nothing else. It's not going to change. Just deal with it. It's a deluxe class figure. It probably looks exactly like its counterpart Bumblebee. And there's a little D-pad thing there, which has all the gamer editions have. There's some tape up here. And then, stuff written down here. So let's just open this thing up, shall we? How do we open this up? I'm just going to cut the top. All right, let's cut the top. Be careful with the knives, kids. You know how it goes. All right, so open that up. Hey, you opened it up. It says Transformers right there. Cool. All right. We're done. No, wait, we're not done. All right, so let's pull the figure out. And there he is, tied up with a bunch of plastic. And there's a weapon here. Here's a weapon here. And there's another weapon up here. And this is a sword. And there he's there. So let's put him here for a minute. Stay there, Cliffjumper. Try not to get yourself sliced in half. All right. And let's take this thing out. What's this? Aha, we have the background. And yeah, that's a cool looking background for the game. Yeah, I like that. That's pretty cool. So let's put this here. And let's cut good old Cliffjumper out without slicing him in half. Here, let me just snip without cutting him in half. I mean, without cutting him at all. So 1, 2, 3, 4, a bunch of these things here. And this here thing that he's mounted on is basically the same as that background right there. Whoa, all right. Go away. All right, so you can put him here, and he looks like he does in the packaging. So that's cool. All right, so not too bad. Let's take a look at this thing. Anyway, I think we're done with the background. Does really well. These studio series are always nice, and I might need those instructions right there. Whoops. And I won't need that white piece of paper. I'm going to take it out of the box anyway, so it doesn't come and haunt me later on in my life. Go away. All right. So, let's take a look here. Yeah, hey. Wow, this is not half bad. Let's look at the head. The head is Cliffjumper. Yeah, not bad. Appears to be on a ball joint. Got a little Autobot symbol right there. Autobot symbol. Yeah, he's got all the stylings you'd expect. I guess he's supposed to be like this. Let's see here. The instructions show his shoulders to be like this. Okay, so, all right. And yeah, not too bad, I guess. He's got horns, because he's supposed to have horns, right? Yeah, and then you can kind of see this is paint, and there's actually paint on the inside of this groove right here. Same thing here. This is all black with that groove being painted. This Autobot symbol is also, it's tampo painted, and it's hard to tell, but that detail it's just this reddish thing. It's supposed to be the glowy stuff you see in the game. So, and then you have black paint there. Not much else elsewhere. So yeah. He has all these weapons. Let's see here. What do the instructions tell us about the weapons? So, let's see. It says mount them on his back. You can see it right there. I'm showing you guys. Mount the sword in his hand. Mount the weapons in his back for back storage. And then you can also take off his right hand arm, and you can attach the gun there, and then he can kind of shoot everything he wants. So very cool. So let's see if we can't do that. We'll do that first, and then we'll talk a little bit about articulation. There goes his arm, and we can plug this into there, and he's got is that it? So you can do this and then this? Okay, hey. Nope, that's not how that works. It's this one right here. So there we go. Not bad. And yeah, of course you can angle it, and he can shoot it, and it's great stuff, right? And then on this piece here, you know, of course, they say have him hold his sword here. What's a robot without a good sword? And then, you know, okay, so it's either or. You can have him with the gun hand, or you can have him with this other gun hand, or whatever it is. Okay, so cool. And then, of course, the storage of these back pegs right here. And they do have little slot pegs, you know, that whole deal. So we can take that. And then, let's see here. I know I saw, there it is right there. So you can plug it right here. Have them cross each other. Plug them in the other way. Put his arm back on because he likes his arm. Maybe he likes his gun arm better. I don't know. All right, so there we go. Plug. Okay, it's not really working. There, much better. Okay. All right, so, yeah, not bad, huh? Let's talk about the articulation. Let's take these things off. All right, and take the sword out of his hand. Okay, and by the way, the sword, same thing. It's got a little slot tab deal, so you can... There's like 4 of these things back there. He's got plenty of real estate for it, so good stuff. Okay, so articulation-wise, let's see here. We've got ankle tiltish. We'll call that an ankle tilt. And then, no, I mean, what was it, a rocker? It's probably a rocker. No, yeah, maybe there is a toe tilt. Sure, I think that's part of the transformation. His arms, you go all the way around with. Elbow, 90-degree bend. His arms, the transformation can do this number right here, but I don't think that. No wrist swivel, head's on a ball joint, so he can look all over, you know, and do the exorcist thing, whatever. You can do the splits. Ooh, you can do the splits this way. You can do the splits that way. He's got knee bend like way over 90 degrees. It's like 45 degrees, but nice on both sides. Got the bicep. It's not a bicep. That right there is a thigh, everyone, and he can swivel it just fine. So, you know, looking pretty good. Let's put him in comparison with, there he is with Gamer Edition Optimus Prime. Yeah, he looks great. That's fantastic, you know. They can go and smash Autobots, not smash Autobots, they want to smash Decepticons. Of course they would do. All right, so, yeah, I think that's not bad. This little thing here comes unpegged a little bit, and I know it's supposed to stay pegged, so, yeah, maybe not the best. And then, hello, the proportions look all right to me. I mean, it's not too bad. So, yeah, I think that this actually works out, so... Okay, I think that we'll go on ahead and start the transformation of this guy now. Let's see here. I think these were like this. Okay, so the first thing you want to do is fold the arms in like this. Both, no, hands, the wrists. So pull the wrists all the way in. And then we want to take these wheels and turn them to the side. And then they kind of will land into a little slot right there. So that's what you want. Same thing on this side. Snoop, slide right just like that. Okay, and then we want to take this whole thing and lift it up, I think. All right, let's see here. Let's see. Let's watch it fall apart in my hands. No, I don't want it to do that. I think it untabs or it breaks with enough force. There. Come on now. Come on. Yeah, there's actually a tab down here, so I did have to untab that, but then, you know, I want to get the rest of this out. I think I'll pull this off just to kind of get some clearance back there. There we go. Just like that. Perfect, I think. All right, and so the next thing we want to do is pull this, pull these a little bit to the side, and then make sure everything folds down like that. And then bring the arms here. Okay. And down here. All right. So, and then we're going to do some right angle work here. Fold this back. Fold these arms back. So these arms are on a double hinge here, right there. So what we want to do is pull these back, and this is kind of tough here, I'm not gonna lie. All right, so okay, so we're working with it like this. I'm going to move this, and then these are going to come back. And I think the best way to do it is to lift these up this way and then pull this back. Yeah, it really is the way to do it. So do the same thing on this side. On this elbow, you want to pull this all the way up and then pull it back, just like that. So see, there we go. And then we're going to take these arms, make sure that they're in this position here, pull these out. See these here? These little wheel covers, pull them all the way out, and then just make sure they're like that. Next thing we want to do is we want to take care of this other piece, and it's this piece right here. Unfold it, make sure you have that this is far enough back so you have head clearance, and then pull that all the way to the top of the vehicle mode. Okay, there, just like that. So it should be smooth like that, and that's really what you want. Then you're going to make these kind of right angles after you pull these out, right? Make them right angles, and then snap them back in like that. So you see how I did that? So pull this out, and then these are going to have these. He's going to fold his elbow joint like this, fit it into here, and it should snap in just like I did the other side. Just like I did the other side. There we go. That sounded bad, but it all worked out. Trust me. There we go. Now you can still see his head. That's fine. I don't care. Okay. All right. So let's see what the other side of the directions say. I know I'm kind of going through this as we go, but look, we got half of it done, so that's nice. Pull this all the way up like that. I'm pretty sure that's what you must do. And then we're going to take, let's see here. Yeah, so this is kind of an interesting part here. So we want to make sure that this piece right here is pushed in here. And if you look and you see these two little tabs right here, I'm going to make sure it's lined up right there, okay? Because if it's not lined up there, things won't collapse properly in the vehicle mode. So that's kind of what we're aiming for. And it's kind of not one of my favorite things here. So, all right, so make sure that these are nice and straight. This is still up there. Let's deal with these legs here. And what we're going to do is we're going to unpeg them, kind of like I was showing you earlier. Pull them out to the side. We're going to collapse the feet together right here. Actually, you don't collapse them together. You just bend that toe all the way back and then fold this piece out. Do the same thing on the other side, just like that, okay? Now, we're going to take this, I believe, oops. We take it like this, like that. Uh-oh, did I do it right? Did I do it right? There we go. I think we need to turn that around. So, yeah. So you'll need to rotate that. And then I believe what we're going to do is we're going to take this and do the same thing on the other side. Okay. And what's happening here is that we're going to fold these together. At least I hope so. And then they're all going to fit kind of here. You see that? There's actually two little slots here. And let me show you. There's two tabs and a slot there and a slot there. What we're trying to do is we're trying to line those up. There's another one down here as well. Okay, and then we close that up. We close this up here. Okay, and there's all that. And make sure these are all tabbed together. And remember what I was telling you about that piece there. So yeah, I might need to double check that in a minute. So do the same thing on this side. Yeah, let's see here. Make sure this goes here. Pull these down like this so that they're kind of halfway there. So if you know what I'm talking about. They were wrapped around here. Wrap them out. Pull them out so that they're sticking down towards the bottom so that you have room to work on this. And then, let's see here. This is the part where just make sure that, like I said, there's two little tabs down there. We're going to make sure that this is far up against that as we can get. So, And that is so everything will line up properly later. Okay, so now make sure all those pieces are tabbed in together. Do it again here. There. All right. So these folded back and over like that. All right, so we got these. And this is kind of what I was talking about. It's like it needs to be in the very much correct position. So I think we're going to need to angle this just a bit more. So this is kind of a double joint, and what you have to do is make sure that this is collapsed enough underneath those two pegs. That way everything will line up and close properly. So that's what I'm trying to do right now. And it's not the easiest thing. And it's kind of one of my complaints about this mold right here. Yeah, so, all right. I think we got those. So, and then the next thing we're going to do is we're going to close these here. I think that this goes, actually, you know what? These toes, they collapse in the other direction. So, yeah, like that. So I kind of messed that up. So, my bad. All right, so we're going to make sure it's like that and that. So that's kind of, and then those pieces actually go underneath the carriage. And then if you've lined everything up just right on Cliffjumper, you should be able to close this down on top of him. And then, yeah, just like that. And yeah, it takes us, this like I said, this is not exactly, it doesn't want to line up that well, but I think, let me double check here and see what it says on the instructions to make sure that I have got the right thing there. And yeah, pretty much I do. So there is, it's just a little tight there. You got to make sure that that's in there, and the instructions don't really call that out. So I'm going to open this up one more time and make sure that those two tabs are right underneath there. So like that there. I think that'll do it. I think I'll be able to do it now. Ooh, there we go. I think that does it on this side and that side. Keep that up. And the way you'll know you've done it right is if you can lift up that hood on the back just in the right position. So, you know, and that's essentially what we got here. So take that, and if we can take this and we can just kind of drop it straight down, then you know you've done it right. So, and see, and that's it right there. So it could tab a little bit better together here. And really there's like, this is supposed to snap down on, well, it's not a snap, it kind of locks in on the bottom of these feet here. So, like the back of the heel will tab, they're kind of together. It's hard to see, but they'll be together here, and they'll want to tab, and then they'll tab into the back of this plate right here. Regardless, that's it. That is Cliffjumper in his Cybertronian vehicle mode. And yeah, it's not bad. Well, it's a little, it takes a minute to get it in the right, you know, just to kind of get this nice and smooth, like this panel right here. You can kind of see how I've done that. And then you can really tighten it up a little bit here without ruining it too much. But yeah, you can see how it does line up. At the end of the day, this does line up, and it does look pretty good, you know. Looks a lot like, you know, that. It rolls really well, even though it has very little clearance underneath here. So, and then it is possible to store this weapon. There's a slot right here, so you can just kind of tab that in there, and then it can store right there. And then you're supposed to be able to take this little guy right here, and you can drop this slot right here, and then the sword can be plugged in the same kind of panels that you had back there. So that's what it looks like with all the weapons storage and everything else. So yeah, that's not too bad. And you can kind of see they've painted these wheels here These wheels move pretty nice and freely. A lot of the same detailing that was in the robot mode is here, except for now all of this lines up, or it's supposed to line up. This is supposed to be kind of that glowy electric stuff right there. And yeah, you've got all the paint, the black paint kind of lines up here and everything else. So yeah, not too bad. Same thing on this side. No license plates. No license plates. But still, like I said, rolls very nicely. It has very little clearance. I think that's kind of impressive, quite honestly. And like I said, you can decorate him with his favorite weapons. No bazookas, I guess. But yeah, you can kind of put those on there like that. So you can put that there. I think you can also put it here, if I'm not mistaken. Sure, why not? So there you go. This is it. This is the Studio Series Gamer Edition Cliffjumper. And I think that it's a decent figure. I think it's a little hard to get into this mode, in this alt mode. Probably my only complaint about it is, just getting that aligned just right. But when it is, it makes it looks perfect. It looks really good at that point. So yeah, that's pretty much what I got. So if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, please consider subscribing, and we'll talk to you next time. See ya.